pitch a more interesting, I think, concept for a cozy Christmas movie than Magic Mike meets the Rock, Rock the Bells or the Rockettes meets Hallmark. And yet someone did it, and that led us here to The Merry Gentleman, which stars Chad Michael Murray. Listen, I am all for the second coming of Chad Michael Murray, okay? I was there in the early 2000s when he was the guy, and he is aging splendidly. But might I add, if you watch the interviews for this movie, particularly there is an interview for the press junket where I know Sharonda from Pay or Wait reviewed or interviewed him and Britt. He is channeling his very best George Michael, okay? And I'm just going to say it right now. Somebody please cast this man in a George Michael biopic. Please do that for us. I beg of you. The look was so staunchly Last Christmas that I thought by surely me watching this movie at the very end, we were going to get a post-credits clip of them reenacting Last Christmas, or at least doing Last Christmas for an onstage montage. I was very disappointed to not see that come to fruition. But anyway, let's just talk about the movie, okay? Because it's all around Britt Robertson. I cannot speak today. Not only is my voice still not back, but something is happening here. Just bear with me. Britt Robertson, who's been in a ton of movies during her teeny bopper phase, very warm, very family-centered movies. She plays a young lady who is on Broadway, and she is a dancer. Where was the choreography? I can't. She gets cut from her show because she is getting aged out. And so she must return to her sleepy small town life. There you go. You were waiting for it, weren't you? The big city gal goes home to the country town trope. Yes. It's not a Christmas movie if we can't get them girls out the city and into the country, okay? And so she returns to her family's bar where they are falling on tough times. Her mom is played by none other than Beth Broderick, which I'm very disappointed that they did not find a way to give us some little Sabrina the Teenage Witch kind of sprinklings of dialogue in here. Mom, you always make magic in the kitchen, something along those lines. Have fun. These are when you do heavy genre movies, I just expect you to have fun with it. That's when you can get away with outrageous trope. If you know that your movie is not about to break ground and do the most avant-garde thing, have fun with it. But her mom is played by Beth Broderick. I can't speak today. And her sister is played by Marla Sokoloff, who you will remember was a big child star. She was on Full House as one of DJ's friends or Stephanie's friends. She played Gia. She was in Sugar and Spice, the heist movie with the teenagers and the pregnancy and all of the things. But she is playing the big sister here. And I was like, Marla, I recognize you, girl. Hey girl, hey. And of course, none other than Chad Michael Murray and his six-pack abs. Go ahead, have at it, brother. And she meets him because he's a handyman who's moved back from the city himself, and he's helping her parents around. And she has to rescue her parents' bar from being closed down. And the only way to do that, she can figure out, is to put on a four-man show, a Magic Mike-esque cabaret, if you will. And so she talks his character into doing this, and she choreographs it. And this is going to save their small town bar from being closed. Now listen, this is a small town. They make sure we know it is a small town. It's probably got 3,000 people in this small town. How, with the exorbitant way that they make it sound as though the debt is $30,000 in debt that her parents have accumulated, how is this once a year show going to save them? Them ladies must have been saving, especially, not going to hold you. It bothers me about this movie because Christmas time is the time where people are their most broke. Okay, they have spent all their money on Black Friday shopping, buying presents for their bad behind kids and their loved ones who are not going to appreciate it. Where would they have the money to be making it rain for these men who aren't even dropping trout? I'm just saying, It's a good idea, wrong execution, okay? Should have been like HBO Max. And so along the way, of course, she and Chad Michael Murray begin to have a little romance going on. And then she gets the call, of course, to come back to the big city. And it's all about temptation. And so, will they, won't they? And I really won't even call this a spoilery review, because these movies all have the same premise, the same plot line. Big city girl has to leave the big city, go to her small town, meet the man of her dreams, and then she has to decide if she wants to give up her dream and her career in order to have love, or whether the love will conquer all. And there's just movies that do it better. Like one of my favorites, Last Holiday, Queen Latifah. Well, she doesn't really go to a small town. She goes out the country, but she goes to a very picturesque, snowy, environment to experience her best life. But that's what she does at the end. She takes her behind on home. I'm just this trope. The movie was not bad. There was very little. The dialogue was not dialoguing as much as I would like to. There's no choreography that looks like it's well done. And so that just bothered me from just that perspective. And there's nothing, we don't get to see her be in this town where she knows people. She grew up here. It just felt very we picked a place that was pretty, and so we're going to have the movie here. But there wasn't any development of the character to make you seem like she really was from there. It was just weird to me. It was giving weird vibes. The movie was cutesy. It was okay. It was very demure. It was very cutesy. But is it a movie that I will return back? And that's what Christmas movies are all for me. They are just will I come back to the movie and watch it again? No, I mean, I won't. And there's so many movies that are almost worse than this, but I would watch them again and again and again. I just won't watch this movie because I feel like I just don't know these characters and the personality. It was really nice to see Chad Michael Murray. I will say that. I really enjoyed his character. And I think if the movie had been focused more on him, even more on him, it might have been a little interesting, because they had given his character some interesting little things going on with him. But the one thing that this movie does have going for it, it has got Maxwell Caulfield. And if you are a fan of Grease 2, like I am a fan of Grease 2, I was wait, I know those baby blues anywhere. That is my man, Michael Cartwright, I think, from Grease 2, taking it back to the Michelle Pfeiffer days. Listen, okay? Yes, I know Grease 1 and Grease 2 like the back of my hand, okay? That right there is a movie. And the Calendar Girl sequence, okay, giving Christmas movie, okay, giving all the seasons, a man for all seasons, yes, or a girl for all seasons, yes, everything. He wasn't in that, but I'm just saying it was good sequels. But anyway, here we go with my rating for The Merry Gentleman, and I'm gonna give Merry Gentleman. The premise was a little bit more believable and tolerable than Hot Frosty, so I'm going to give it a C+. Because I feel like you have to be in the B range for me to turn you on again. And then you have to be A+ for me to watch you every Christmas. That said, if you've never watched my review for Last Christmas or Last Holiday, I'm going to pin them on here. Please watch them. Those are two movies I watch every year religiously because they are so good. They are A-rated movies for Christmas. So if you need a good A-rated movie for Christmas, check out Last Holiday and Last Christmas. And I will see you in the next video. Toodles.